From hardwood to home ownership, being a good marketer. Right now, we got the NBA Finals getting started and taking off with OKC and the Indiana Pacers. They're going head to head starting on this Thursday, June the 5th. But when you think about the competition, this being a point guard competition between SGA and Halliburton from Indiana OKC, if you go and do like the DraftKings and everything, they pick the OKC Thunder where it's going to win the NBA Finals. But think about being a good marketer, being yourself. One word, one brand, one legacy. What do you think that Indiana would have to say about that? And in regards to just the growth and the opportunity of having a playbook, running the play, that's why we're here today in regards to virtual conversations with Adriane Mays. We're going to have an amazing time as, again, the whole idea is building and being the authentic person that you are and understanding that your legacy, you can be the champion in your own championship. And it's all about building the brand itself. So make sure that, while you're engaging and everything, that you download and click the link that I have here that's going to show up here shortly. Download it and download the playbook. Download the pregame, because what happens with the 7-day quick start playbook to authentic lead generation for real estate professionals is not just about realtors, loan originators, people that are selling real estate. You have real estate in your mind, digital real estate. These Tuesday live conversations with Adriane Mays is all about your story, your strategy, being authentic, standing up and standing still. And the guest that I have today is a treat, because not only is this individual, literally a homeowner in Atlanta, it's not even about that in regards to this live virtual conversation. And that's what's amazing about the playbook. It's an opportunity to kind of be yourself, be real, and understanding that your story is the key part of actually building and growing and attracting people that will actually come to you, attracting real clients. I see a lot of times with a real estate professional posting different houses and their neighbors and, amenities with their different real estate brokerages. But what makes you different? What makes you stand out in regards to someone wanting to go with you? And running the play is how we assess day by day. And this being day 6 of telling your story and showing up in the community, your story is literally the step-by-step process. So this hardwood to home ownership is something building real estate legacy with Joel Bosh today. It's a mindset that, I had the honor of knowing for over 38 years. This champion on and off the court, we're going to actually talk with him in regards to his play, the play that he runs right now. Because, again, we're trying to empower real estate professionals in regards to being authentic and sharing your own brand to build trust, attract ideal clients, and increase visibility. But, again, Joel Bosh isn't a real estate professional. He's literally a location manager. He has an elite training camp that we're going to talk about. He's on the Atlanta scene, having his own home, having his own beautiful wife, have his beautiful family. He's a doer. He's disciplined, and he's literally a mogul in the making. It's billionaires in the making that I like to associate myself with. So I want you to put in the comments here below if you can give yourself one piece of advice before we bring on this leader, this legacy builder. Just Joel Bosh is a game changer in his own life. And it shows you how the athlete mindset as well as home ownership aligns with each other. So I want to make sure you drop in the comment. What would you tell your old self to go back and give yourself a comment? What would you tell your younger self to be? And we're going to talk about that with you today. So I had the pleasure of going to be able to understand and talk about connecting with amazing Joel Bosh in this virtual conversation, owner of Bosh Consulting Group. And we're going to talk about as well his elite training camp and literally just have a real talk conversation, because again, the whole thing about home ownership, my friends, is nobody wants to have a fake. Any person that wants to grow and build their brand, they want to build with someone that they understand. And that's what Joel Bosh does on the court. This D1 athlete, he literally has a story, and we're going to check out his Instagram and all of his digital real estate as well. But the key part about this amazing individual is this is my cousin. And so she's actually chiming in. He took a moment off work, and so I'm going to add to the Joel Bosh. You have what up, though?
Hey, what's up, cuz?
How are you, my friend? How are you, cuz?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Are you working right now?
Yes. I'm always working, obviously, right? Because
Uh,
I'm,
right.
and I'm actually getting some gas. About to go back to work. I had to run some errands, and now I'm getting back to it. You know how it is.
Yeah, I do. I do. The great thing is, because I appreciate you taking some time here today, with the big D, that's Detroit, Michigan. What up, though? That little D that you came from. We don't even want to talk about
See, we're not even gonna do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
it. So JB, just like I told you, like I said, I appreciate you taking some time in between you working and what have you. You told me you're a location manager, because and being a location manager, and just talk a little bit about what's going on in your life right now, because you're going to get some gas. Yeah. What's going on with Joel Bosh in 2025? Representing the A.
Hey,
Atlanta,
we
you have
gotta.
to try you right now.
I had to stop and get some gas. Right now, I'm out here running errands. Basically, I'm a location manager for a movie. It's called A Party Next Door. We're filming it currently right now, and we're the place that we'll be at tomorrow. I had to go and finish the deal, get some things done and settled, pay some money. So when we get there tomorrow, everything will be good. And, hand over the keys, let us do what we got to do. So that's so I'm out basically driving around. I had to get some gas because the place that we're filming it today is about 30 minutes from where we'll be tomorrow. So I'm being a location manager on a show that has a lot of locations. You're always on the move. So that's one of the cool things about it is you do get to ride around, travel a little bit, and see some sights. While you're working.
And you work with Tyler Perry on a couple of movies as well, right? Because down there in Atlanta, I was, just his amazing set, how it's set up. Like, as a location manager, like, they don't own the homes that you go to. Like, there's just different business owners you share with me, right? In regards to
Yeah,
different
yeah.
locations.
But
Mhm.
guys like Tyler Perry. Excuse me, can I get up? Yeah. Guys like Tyler Perry, of course, they have locations. Tyler Perry has his own, compound. You know
Right.
what I mean? He does it. He really never has to leave his studio if he doesn't want to. He has houses, apartments, businesses. He has everything right there at his studio. Thank you. He he's a lot more fortunate than other production companies that don't have all that. But for the ones that don't have it, and even Tyler Perry does it too. They he'll use real locations and real places just to give you a different feel for everything. Like if it's supposed to be set in the city or set in the hood or whatever, of course you have to go to these places to give it that energy, to make it real on camera.
Okay.
Can I get the receipt for number two? Let me get the receipt for number two. Yeah.
You can't say that this is
Yeah.
a live conversation, right? Can we get a receipt though?
Hey, this all the way live, baby. I looked at my phone. I said, "Oh snap! I got to be there." So I had to drop everything I was doing because I love my cousin so much, and I said I was gonna do it. So that's what I did. I stopped. I cut off the gas pump. I said, "That's enough gas." You know what I'm saying? I posted for a little minute. Make sure I spend some time, energy with my beautiful, lovely, amazing cousin, Adriane, Yvette Mays. You know what I mean? And I'm just spending some time, it's also a lunch break kind of time. So it's just, but that's the question. Yes, we do use real locations. We use studio locations. But my job specifically is to find real places for them that are fit friendly, whether that is a house, a church, school, ground, or store, anything that's in the script, give me a location list that they give me a budget too. And then I go negotiate deals and bring things to the table, and I show get with the director producers and show them options like, hey, here's a pizza place that we can use. This pizza place wants $200. Pizza place wants $500. This pizza place wants $2,000. And I show you my and do like it's just way much. It's a lot of variables to kind of fall into play to make it work.
Okay. That's sweet though, cause I mean, so like you like I said, it's all over Atlanta, but you don't go outside of the city pretty much. It just depends on the movie though, honestly.
Yeah, I do. It depends. I do
It's breaking up
city.
too a little bit
Actually, this
though.
movie that I'm in right now.
Hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah.
This movie that I'm working right now, the movie that we go outside of the city too. The movie that I'm, whether it's outside of Atlanta or far outside, but basically the movie that I'm working now, we're going to Savannah tomorrow or on Friday, and
Hmm.
we're filming in Savannah, which is downtown, like historic Savannah, on on Saturday, and we're filming in at Tybee Island, which is a beach, on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so basically, I got, I'm taking the wife and kids out there with me. My son been telling me, I want to go to the beach. I want to go to the beach. So it actually just worked out to where I get to take my son to the beach, and my wife and my daughter. We all going to the beach, so it's gonna be a vacation / work trip.
There we go.
Mhm.
It's 2 in 1, right? You
And
gotta
I
make it
get
all
paid
work
for it.
together.
Yeah. Hey, it's a two for
I
one,
have not
so that's
been
where we at
to,
with
as
it right
many
now.
times as I've been to Atlanta, I have not been to the beach area in the Atlanta area. So have you seen like the homes and things over
Yeah.
there? Does it look like, does it look like Florida or
It don't look like Florida. Nah, it's a beautiful beach. It's it's Tybee Island. It's kind of like, to me, it reminds me of like South Texas. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? If you ever been
Galveston,
to Galveston or Corpus Christi, places like that, it kind of got that kind of vibe.
do they have like a
So as far as
boardwalk,
like
like the
the
waterfalls and stuff
waters and
like
the sand, yeah, they got the pier, the boardwalk, and all of that. It's
that?
nice. It's nice. It's a little nicer than Galveston, actually. I'll take that back. And and they, that's what we're going out there for, to film some stuff on the beach, and we're going out
Okay.
there to film some stuff in the city of Savannah. So Georgia, the coast. If you ever been to the coast of Georgia, Georgia's coast is more like islands. It's a lot of islands. It's a lot of islands and like rocky areas. It's not a lot
Hmm.
of it's not a lot of like just straight up beaches like how Florida just has a straight coastline going down the whole state.
Right.
It's not like that in Georgia. Georgia is a lot of coastal islands.
I love it. I love it, cuz. So talk to me because I know your time is limited. I want to hear too about your basketball camp. Or you're not really basketball camp, but your one-on-one training. How is that going? And kind of talk to me a little bit about how that works.
It's going good right now. I got some clients right now. I have quite
Mhm.
right now we're really focusing on a small number of guys to really try to get them to the next level. Um
Okay.
it's been a blessing in disguise, really, because one guy, my wife's nephew or
Hmm.
younger cousin, actually hit me up, asking me to work him out to get him ready for the upcoming school year,
Okay.
and try to get him some looks for school. And he just signed to Pensacola State University,
Nice.
which is a junior college. And he's got
Okay.
the build, he's got the size, he's got the mind, the athleticism. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And what I did was, once he hit me up, I was like, oh yeah, sure, definitely. You know what I mean? Definitely, I can help you do
Hmm.
that. And that's how it started. You know what I mean? That's how it started. So we just got in the gym. We started putting in work in every day. He came down and stayed. He stayed with us in every situation that I like this. But this was my wife's younger cousin, so it was
Hmm.
easy. This is how it started. But he stayed with us, so we was able to really lock in and talk basketball and talk all day, and make sure he was getting the right nutrition. You know what I mean? And make sure he was eating what he was eating right. And my thing was just to use all the training that I have gotten in my life, because I played. I've been playing since I was a kid. I played in high school, college, a little bit after college, and even, I've dealt with trainers over the years. I've been trained. So I used a lot of the knowledge that I had already had, um, and, a lot of the technique and a lot of the drills that I know. and I just implemented them into him. So we started out. My thing is I wanted to get him ready for college, right? So the mindset is this is what your college workouts are going to look like, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I started off doing that, and then we ended up doing more things. And I showed him like, look, this is a professional workout. You know what I'm saying? And that comes with, my brother being in the NBA and seeing him travel. I mean, work out and stuff like that. So I was able to, we started off at the track. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Doing a mile and doing sprints. Then we went to the weight room and lifted weights. Then we went to the gym and started making 500 shots a day. You
Right.
know what I mean? So we had a lot of time. Every client is not like this one, but in this
Mm-hmm.
specific one, we had a lot of time, and we just did that for 2 weeks every day. They said
Okay.
we did it 5 days a week. Let's say 5 days a week, and we were just able to, really hone in and focus on basketball, and make sure everything was right for him, and just really just trying to get him ready mentally as well. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Because it is hard once you go to college and once you away from your family, you get away from that routine that you're used to. So I just wanted him to get used to that, something new. Like, yeah, we're gonna push it, man. And right
Right.
now, get you some rest. You'll be going to class right about now. You know what I mean? And we talk basketball and we watch basketball all day. But this is a specific instance. Another young man I train.
Mm-hmm.
It's a younger kid. So once I got that one person, and then I started advertising myself as a trainer, more people started calling. And then after that, I had a young guy who's in high school now. He's a sophomore, and he
Okay.
wants to make varsity next year. You know what I mean? It's a young cat. He's about 6 feet tall. He plays about the three guard, but he wants to end up playing point. He wants to move more to a point guard position. So we focused on a lot of dribbling, a lot of shooting, and the time with him is a little bit more limited. You know what
Okay.
I mean? I only got him for a couple of hours. So we just straight focus on skills training at this moment. Skills and conditioning, not so much weightlifting. It's just straight skills and conditioning with this kid,
Okay.
just to try to get him to the next level because he wants to play back. He wants to play varsity. You know what I mean? So I'm approaching it with him from an aspect of we got to get better every day because varsity is a big step from going from playing freshman to varsity,
Right.
right? So it's about maturity. It's about being able to handle pressure, being able to be aggressive and take spots from people. And it's like that at every level, most likely. But with
Mm-hmm.
him, he's a really good ball player. He can dribble and shoot. So I'm teaching him more game type situational moves and movement.
Okay.
So that's how it started. And every person that I deal with training is on a case by case basis. So
Okay.
it's not I haven't done any group training yet, not yet. But
Mm-hmm.
everything I've done it's all been one on one. I'm focusing in on what we're gonna work on, what we need to get better at. So it's almost it is like an analysis
Mm-hmm.
first. The first few times are more of like an analysis. Let me see what you're doing. Let me see where you at. And then what do you want to work on? What do you want to get better at? We talk about our goals. He talks about his goals. And then we try to apply it to try to get him better. You know what I mean? So when he does leave or when he does move on to go to school or stop dealing with me, we know that he has gotten better and shown some quite a bit of progress. And we record the workouts too and take notes. So when you first come and record your workout and compare it to, after 2-3 weeks of your workouts and see how much you have really improved. And just that one small thing of making videos and showing your improvement really shows a lot, to these kids or these young guys. And it gives them a boost of confidence. So it's
Mm-hmm.
all about confidence too. People don't talk about that enough. Is confidence, man, to be able to do these things on the court, to be able to, you know, pull up a shot from 30 feet, dunk on somebody, time and time again. It takes a lot of repetition and confident. You know, through repetition, you build confidence in yourself. So it's all about confidence. And I boost them up. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I talk about, you know, the good thing, talk about the things they're doing right, talk about things they're doing wrong. And I boost them up. You know, I talk to them like, you know, like, yeah, like you're gonna get to the next level. This is what we're doing. This is how the pros do it. You're doing good. That's right, pro. That's right, champ. Let's do
Right.
it. Let's push ourselves. Let's get it. It ain't over. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we pushing ourselves too. So when the time does come and we are hit with that opportunity to take the last shot or to take this
Hmm.
guy one on one or to show up, you know, we're not lacking mentally. You know what I mean? We want to be there mentally so we can show up physically. You know,
Right.
we don't take the game is a lot of the game is won in your head and before the game starts. So it's, you know, the whole thing, proper preparation prevents poor performance. So we take all that to heart. And then it's crazy when I'm talking to these kids or these guys, these young men, like, and I'm telling them the stuff that I've heard, like just as simple as that. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And I say,
Hmm.
you heard that before? They like, nah, I never heard that. So I'm using all of this stuff, you know what I mean? All of these sayings and teachings and coachings that I've learned and giving it to them. It's like you almost just giving them the game, like here. Because, you know, my playing days, I can still play, of course. But as far as on a highly competitive level, professional level, you know what I mean? I can go get some money. I can do it. You know what I mean? Don't get it. Don't try it now.
Right.
I
Right.
can
Right.
do it. I can do it, but you know, it's time to get a game to the younger generation. It's time to pass it on. You know what I mean? It's time to uh, pass it on, man. I can't hold all this information. You know, I can't hold it to myself. So I'm giving it up. I'm giving it away for a fee. You know, of course, and you know, and then we just having a good time doing it. I'm not, you know, we just having a good time, man. It's all about getting better. And if you want to deal with it, deal with me. And if you want to get better, if you want to work, if you got time, and you want to be motivated, you want to be consistent, you want a guy like me in your corner who has played on the next level. You know what I'm saying? Who can bust your ass as well. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about. Like I'm giving it away, man. You know what I mean? I was an all-state basketball player, you know,
Right.
in the state of Texas. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I won SWAC championships. I played in the NBA Summer League. You know what I mean? I played in camps in Boston and Las Vegas. I got offers to go play in Spain and Italy. And I turned it down because that just wasn't what I wanted to do. But even though I turned it down, I still got the mental and the capacity, the brain capacity to pass this game on, to teach others, to say, hey man, this is how you can do it. If it wasn't for me, but it may work for you, you know. So that's how we doing it with the trainer.
How important is it? Because real talk, because I mean, it's amazing what you're doing. Is it to have like mentorship? Because, like you said, the one thing as both of us being athletes that they don't talk about enough is mindset. Like, I wanted to write down what you said. You said proper preparation. What'd you say? Can you say it one more time? Because I'm writing it down so I can put it.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And that's something that I learned a long time ago. You know, it's just a saying to get so you know, it's like it's so many sayings, right? When you're working hard, it's like there's a guy on the other side of the earth that's training and he's training and he's training and and there's another guy who's not training or not
Right.
training as hard or not putting forth his full effort or not doing, you know, not giving it 100%. And one day those two people will meet and their paths will cross.
Right.
And one was gonna win and one's gonna lose. But nobody said that the person who wins can't be you.
That's
So
right.
it's all about like being ready for that moment and seizing the moment because you know we don't know when this moment comes, but it happens, and it's whoever has been preparing for it. Those are the ones who excel. So mentorship is very important for a young guy or for anybody
Right.
because we need that motivation. You know what I'm saying? We need that love. We need that knowledge. It's just like a knowledge, right? It's like an old man telling you, don't go down that street. I've been
Hmm.
down that street. Don't go down that street. Go down that street. And then, you know, oh, I'm going down the street anyway. And then you, boom, get smacked across the head like, damn, why that happen? because you're not taking the advice that people giving you. So you got to take every, I'm not saying go listen to everybody, but find you somebody who you trust and you believe their word, who's been there before, who has seen it done before, so they can coach you or at least tell you, where you're doing right and where you're doing wrong. So mentorship is very important. And it's just so many sayings. Coach Bishop used to have Coach Leonard Bishop, Coach Farron Douglas, Coach Lewis Jackson. These guys used to have all these sayings written on the wall. And it's fact. You miss 1,000, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's
So you
it.
know what I mean. And it's all these type of things that just sayings that you kind of keep with you when you are training and when you are doing things. So when the opportunity presents itself and you are ready,
Right.
you'll replay all those sayings in your head, and that gives you the extra boost of confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? You're right. So
What
that's
can
how we
you
do it.
say though? Because, like I said, one thing that I love about both of us is just kind of how we're resilient in regards to not giving up. Whatever in our path is, we try to go tackle it. How do you take who you are as a person and transfer that into, the kids that you coach, being a location manager, your children, your beautiful wife, you being a father in your daily walk? How do you show up every day? Like what's kind of your mental mantra that helps you get through?
Well, first of all, you got to give glory to God. You got to give glory
That's
to the
right.
Most High. You got to be thankful. Every day is another day to get better. We are here. We are blessed. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give thanks. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And we're here for a reason. And I got my kids. I got my wife. So looking at the things that I have, which are things that I wanted and that I asked for and that I prayed about.
Right.
So when you see those things coming into fruition, when you see the fruits of your
Hmm.
labor, then that gives you an extra edge, that gives you an extra push. Like, yes, I can do this. Yes, I can make it to the next level because God, I'm so blessed. God done blessed me. I done got all the stuff that I asked for. So now
Right.
I gotta keep up with it, and I gotta ask for more. It's like um, it's like when God is in the blessing business. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? So if you ask for it and then you get it, you can't start slacking now that you got it.
Hmm.
So it's something as simple as that. Like, yeah, I'm here now. I'm here. I made it to Atlanta to do this movie and to do this. So I can't stop. You know what I mean? I can't stop. So that just those small things, believing in God, having faith, believing in yourself. You got to have self-belief. You got to know that you are here to do the right thing and you are here for a purpose. And whatever that thing is, it might be the wrong thing. It might be whatever thing you want. But you have to push yourself to get over to the next level. Nobody's gonna do the work for you. So when you
Right.
also realize that, like, oh well, I gotta go do it. Nobody else is gonna do it. And that just those little tidbits of like, of energy and those little tidbits of game, like that's how you stay ahead. And you just have to push yourself. You know what I mean? You have to push yourself every day, even when you don't want to do it. You wake up, I'm tired. I get tired. I get sleepy. I got a family. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff I want to do too.
Right.
So I have to remember constantly, this is why I'm doing it. This is what I'm doing. And it's in my face. You know what I'm saying? It's in my face. Like, yeah, I got a beautiful wife. Yeah, I got beautiful kids. Yeah, I got a nice house. I got nice cars. You know what I'm saying? So don't
Talk
stop.
about a little bit real quick, because in regards to how important was home ownership for you, like just owning your own home, which I am so proud of you for, and even seeing the value of it go up, and even just while it's still there, just how important is it just having real estate and you kind of seeing how that works, just in your journey, and to be able to pass on something to your legacy of your children as well.
Home ownership was very important to me.
Hmm.
Um, the price of rent is going up. You know what I'm saying? The price of rent is going up. All my family, the family I come from, own houses. You know what I'm saying? My grandma, mother dear, Joel Bosh, she owned several houses.
Mm-hmm.
My mother and father owned houses. My On my other side, own houses. We're property owners. So it was very important to me because I have a family. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I do have a family now. Now, when I was single, it was to me, it wasn't, it didn't, I was single, so I didn't really, it didn't really mean as much. But once I had a kid, had kids, got a wife, you know, that's when it just became more of a necessity because I can pass things on. Should something happen to me, I could pass this on to my wife. I could pass this on to my kids. So it was very important, and just to have a solid foundation, because I don't want to be moving around from place to place. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And like I said, the price of rent is going up. When I moved here to Atlanta, I had a 1 bedroom apartment in Midtown, and it was like $1,100 a month. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? In Midtown, Atlanta. Now that same apartment is like $2,300 a month. You see what I'm
Jesus.
saying? So
Right.
the prices just went up, you know, and when you had kids and start doing, your priority change, your finances change,
Mm-hmm.
they get better, but then you just have more responsibility, to take care of your family. So
Right.
I just looked at it as an opportunity, and they building new houses, and I was like, okay, well, I could get a. We got it in 2020, so the interest rates was low. I
Okay.
got it in 2020. Interest rates was real good, so it was like I just got hit with that opportunity, and I was
Mm-hmm.
ready. You know what I'm saying? I was saving my money from working, and they were building new houses not too far from where we lived.
Right.
And then I was like, well, shit. And my wife Ashley was very persistent about, we need to get a house, we need to get a house, we need to get a house. And I wanted a house anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
once the opportunity presented itself and they was like, okay, you can get a house, all you got to do is make this down payment, you know what I'm saying? And and pay your mortgage
Mm-hmm.
and have your credit right and all that stuff. And luckily, I was already building my credit. I was already saving my money. So when the opportunity presented itself, I had the money for the down payment. You
There
know
it
what I'm
is.
saying? I dropped them figures, swiped that card.
Right.
I had been working on my credit for at least, I'd say I was working on my credit for almost about a year, a little over
Okay.
2 years, maybe 2 years, a year or two. But I was doing the right thing to get my credit right. I didn't have bad credit, but I didn't have no credit. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's the whole thing with this credit thing. We don't, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, we ain't really brought up on credit.
Mm-hmm.
It was cash for me. I had cash, I had money, but the thing about credit, they want to see your work history, they want to see job history, they want to see, your payment history. So I
Mm-hmm.
I use I use a few things. I was renting for years, so I use that as like payment history. I went and got I went and got a loan. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. My cousin is in she works for a credit bureau in Dallas. And
Okay.
I talked to her. I said, hey, how can I get my credit up? And I said, I want to get a house. How can I get my credit up in a year or so? A year or so. And she said, well, just take out a loan and pay it back. And I was like, okay. And then
Mm-hmm.
she helped
Mm-hmm.
me get the loan. I got a loan. It wasn't a crazy amount, but I got it. And it wasn't like I needed the money for a loan. I just
Right.
went and I did it. I did it. Like, yeah, give me the loan. I take the loan, and I just paid it back. I didn't need the loan. I didn't need the money for the loan, but I took the loan so I could get started in creating credit for myself. So I took the loan, paid it back, and just that simple thing, on top of you know, having money, and then keeping up your payments on stuff, bills, all that kind of stuff. That made my credit score go from pretty much non-existent to 700. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? In a year. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So that
awesome,
works.
cuz. But
Hmm.
it's so crazy that I'm listening to you speak today, and thank you again for your time. But how everything aligns. You had a plan, right? You looked at the plan, and then you ran the play. You literally, in regards to having a step-by-step process. So I don't know if I lost you. Did I lose you, cuz?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I had a
No,
text
you're good.
message real
You're
quick.
good. And I'm gonna wrap it up. I do because I want to let you go because I do know you're on your break and I appreciate it. So just the last question for me. If you had to tell yourself, your younger self, one piece of advice, what would it have been?
Man,
I know, right?
if I had to tell myself what younger, how much younger? That's a good question. What the
I
younger
mean,
self? If I had to tell my younger self, I would say, do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Do the right thing. You know, do what's right. Um, do what's right. Because we can all get caught up in doing what's wrong. It's
right.
easy to do. It's easy to do the wrong thing. It's
Hmm.
easy to. It's easy to buck the system. It's easy to not give a. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would say do the right thing. And that and hard work pays off.
Let's
You know what I'm
go.
saying? So if you put the work in,
Hmm.
it's gonna pay off. Do the right thing. Don't get thrown off. You got to get your mental right. Don't get thrown off by what people say or what people do that may contradict with how you feel. So do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Stay in your purpose, live in your purpose, live in your truth. Do the right thing. Whether that's going to class, whether that's showing up to the job, whether that's taking care of your family, whatever it is, praying to God, whether that's getting rid of people.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Whether that's cutting people out, cutting people off. You got to do the right thing to work for you. This is your life. Nobody's going to do it for you. This is your life.
Right.
You are the most important person in your life. You, right?
How important is it to love yourself? Like it doesn't matter, how things are good and things are bad. How important is it just to show up in regards to your personal mindset for yourself, like forgiving yourself, just the whole 9 yards,
Well, you write your own story. All right. You write
right?
your own story. It's you. It's all you. So showing up is showing up for yourself. You got to forgive yourself. Like you gotta not hold your own self back, by doing the wrong thing or doing what you ain't supposed to be doing or getting caught up in some bull crap. So
Hmm.
you gotta stay disciplined. You know what I mean? You gotta stay sharp. You gotta stay focused. So you can't be trying to run around jumping up and down all the time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You gotta be in the right spirit. You gotta be in the right mind. And when you start doing, I learned, and a lot of people learn it the hard way. I learned a lot of the stuff the hard way. When you start doing that ain't right, or you start doing, you know what I'm saying, living foul, or you know, living in sin, you can't be mad when it don't go your way.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? You living a lie, but you wondering why your life is the way it is. So
Hmm.
you gotta stay focused on your goal. You know what I mean? Cause we only here for a limited time, yo. We're not here forever. We're not here forever. You're not gonna be young forever. I mean, you know that. We've been knowing each other since we was kids. I'm
Right.
38 now.
You
I'm
know,
39, actually. Dang, I'm 39.
I
I
thought so.
be
I was like, I
I
think
be
you.
forgetting how old I am. Like
Right.
it's the ages you don't even think about. Like, damn, I am 39. Like
You
everybody view you focused on 21, 25, 30, 18. 34th or whatever. But then it be some of them ages you don't even think about. Like, damn, 37.
right. Right. I'm
Wait a minute.
45, and I'm like, what?
45. Wait,
You know what I mean?
41.
Like,
That
that's
ain't
so. It's like one of the
okay.
years.
So you only here for a limited time, man. And when you start thinking about retirement and all that kind of stuff and living, you only promised so many years in your life anyway. The Bible say you only getting 70 years. You
That's
know what I'm
it.
saying? 60, 70 years. So I'm 39. I really, just according to the word, I only really got 30 years left.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I know,
30
right?
to 30 to 30, maybe 40. If I'm lucky, I get 50. But then
Hmm.
your body changes, you hit the decline. It ain't like I'm gonna be 30 years, I'm gonna be the same age for the next 30 years.
Right.
See, I look good now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I am who I am like right now at this moment. In another 5, 10 years, you might see some grays. You might, I might be a little more tired. I might not have time for it. But like you gotta take advantage of these opportunities that we have, man. Because they don't last forever.
Well, cuz like I said, thank you so much for your time today. Real quick, if somebody wanted to actually get involved with your training camp or get mentorship from you, how can they find you?
Well, you can find me online. You can go to joelbosh.com. That's my website. You can find me on social media. I am on social media. My first and last name, Joel Bosh, on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Um, my email is pretty much Joel Bosh at Yahoo. That's like one of the emails I have. So you can find me anywhere. You can find me through my cousin AD. I also do I speak at schools. I've done motivational speaking at schools.
How has that been?
I,
Cuz I
I
checked that
spoke
out.
at
You've been doing
camps.
some speaking in schools for how's that been going? I know,
Well,
right?
people ask me to do stuff and I just do it. Like
Right.
as long as it's
Within
work, if
reason.
it's worth it and it feels good and all that. I've spoke at this year alone. I spoke at about 4 different high schools. Um, and then like I said, I'm just trying to give back. If I can make it happen, and kids, they want to hear from, they want to hear from somebody who looks like them. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Maybe going through the same thing that I went through, the same thing that they may be thinking about. You know what I'm saying? They wanna see a big, tall, fine ass nigga come through and lay down the law. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? They want to see that. They want to see. They
Right.
are. Who are you? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So
Hmm.
they want to see that. And they wanna talk. Because when we was in school, we didn't have that as much
Right.
accessibility to the older generation. The older generation we was in school was really looking older.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they was really grandpa, really like 50 and up. So here I come with a brand new voice, with a new energy, and I'm telling them, hey man, you can do it like this, you can do it like that. You live your life. You make a decision right now how you want to live.
Hmm.
So that's how it's been working. People ask me to come speak, and that's what I did. That's what I did. So that's how I started. And then one you speak at one, then another. Oh, come speak at my school. Oh, come speak at our church. Oh, come speak to my kids.
Right.
So that was how it worked. And I just looked at it like an opportunity to give back and show some and just give back. You know what I mean? I gotta give this stuff away, so I can receive my new blessings.
There
You
it
see what I'm saying?
is.
I gotta give all the old. I gotta just go on and just, yeah, here. You can
Right.
have it. This is for you. You can have that. Now give me my new blessings.
That's
You see what
it.
I'm saying? I
That's
can't
it.
I can't hold on to this. I can't hold on to all this game and this knowledge that I done learned. You know what I mean? I gotta get this shit away, man. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for sometimes materials.
Hmm.
That goes for money. That goes for my faith. Like, you gotta tell people how you live and tell people what you're doing so they too can try to follow the blueprint, try to follow the plan, or just get some game and get some insight. Because we can't keep this stuff forever. We can't hold on to this stuff. We can't
We
hold
can.
on to this stuff. So it's
We
like,
cannot.
okay, here. This is how I did it. You take what you want out of it and go. You
Right.
know what I mean? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like taking all your old clothes to the Goodwill. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, or like here, like taking them to Plato's closet, right? I done took, you heard of Plato's closet?
Yes, I have. And
So right,
yeah.
I might got let's say I got $5,000 worth of clothes that I spent money on, 5 grand. I take it to
Mm-hmm.
Plato's closet, and they say, "Oh, you got a Gucci shirt, you got some polos, you got some Louis Vuitton, this, da da da. We'll give you $15."
Right.
Like what? Like,
Right.
what we talking about? What are we
Right.
talking about right now? You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? It's like insulting. But I could take that same bag of clothes and take them
Mm-hmm.
to the Goodwill, and I feel better about giving it away.
That's
I,
literally
I
what happened to me when I moved out of my loft. Like I took all these shoes, like you said, Gucci, all this stuff, and they said $100. I
yeah,
was
it's
like,
insulting.
no.
It's insulting. So
It's
it's better
very
off
much
just
so.
you feel better in your spirit just to give it
Right.
away
Right.
to somebody who need it. Like, oh,
Exactly.
here, dude, or here, person I know. Yeah, here, take the shirt, take the shoes, or here, Goodwill. It's
Right.
gone.
Yes.
You know,
Right.
and it feels better like doing it like that. You know what I mean? And then you just get because we can't keep this stuff.
We
You
can't.
can't keep this stuff. You know what I mean? So.
Well, cousin, any final words that you want to say before I let you go here? Because like I said, I appreciate just you being authentic. Is one of the one things I always loved about you. If you don't want to do something, you don't do it, and so you you just don't. It's just who you are. So you showing up, Joel, I thank you for my brand, for the billionaire journey that I'm on, and Enyka and I are on in regards to our company and our foundation and what God's plan is. So is there anything that you wanted to kind of just leave in regards to your final words here today? And this is just
um,
the beginning. This is just the beginning, which I already
It's
know.
just the beginning, man. Be
Amen.
yourself. Be yourself. Stay humble. Stay grounded. Do what you came here to do, and live a great life, man. And just remember that we are not here forever. So you might as well do what you're gonna do, man. Do what you're gonna do, and have a great time doing it. Live this life. Go do something. Go see some sights. Go live. So go travel. Go 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 start that journey, that billionaire journey. Go sacrifice something.
Right.
Go put something up for yourself for later. Go create a legacy. You know what I mean? Do all those things that you know are good to do within your heart. You know what I mean? All the things that you dreamed about as a kid that you want to go ahead and do it.
Why not?
No matter what it is. Like whatever it is. Like you know what I mean? Especially if it's the right thing, is you can't do wrong, and you will be blessed for it. So,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta just look at it like, you know what I mean? You gotta look at it like this is what it is. This is what I'm here to do. So, and take care of your business, man. So I love to leave them with that. And Enyka, what's up, Enyka? Double trouble. I don't know if you there. Maybe you hear it.
You know it. You know
Um,
it.
she right there, ain't she? Uh, uh,
You know my
I
dog.
appreciate the opportunity. I see you, cuz. I see you grinding. I see you shining. I appreciate the opportunity for me to be on your platform and talk about myself. I'm always looking to take it up a notch.
Right.
And after you, I'm gonna do it. I actually got another podcast I'm gonna do on Friday. So I'm just trying to line things up to where I'm constantly working, man.
That's what's up,
Constantly
guys.
working on something. Hmm.
Who are you taking? OKC or you taking Indiana in the finals?
Well, I like Indiana because Miles Turner, he used to train with Slim. With
Right.
our trainer Slim with Ken Roberson. So I like Indiana for that reason. I want them to win, but OKC, they
Hey,
just to me it just seemed unstoppable. Like right now, the boy SG,
SGA.
yeah,
SGA is going.
SGA,
Oh
like
my God.
they just seem like they just outscoring guys, man. And like, but I want Indiana to win for that reason, and
Right.
I like Pascal Siakam, and I like mainly those two, but I
You like
like
Halliburton?
SGA
You
too.
like Tyrese?
I like
Halliburton?
Halliburton. Yep,
Okay.
I like Halliburton, but I
I like
also
his
like
game. Yeah.
I like Chet Holmgren. I like SGA. I like OKC. So I think it's the finals that nobody expected.
Right.
Oklahoma versus Indiana. I mean, it just sounds boring. Sound like it's
Right.
gonna be they meeting in a fucking barn to play or something.
Right.
It sound like this is gonna be the end of Hoosiers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they I want Indiana to win just because of Miles Turner.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what? What's so crazy though? That's why anything is possible. It's you know how like it was always like Chicago or LA in the finals or LeBron
Yep.
was always in the finals. So now it's switching the game. Like Steph, you know, it's all respect to those guys, but now it can be anybody. Okay, see in Indiana, nobody saw this coming for a
No,
finals like
no,
ever. So
no.
my cousin, thank you so much for your time, my brother. Like, I love you. I appreciate your grind. I appreciate, you know, like the legacy we're setting up here. Just keep going. I tell you all the time, I'm so proud of you. You know, I call you my cousin, but you're really my little brother. Because I mean, I appreciate how we were able to just have this journey together. So, cuz, hats off to you, baby, all day. And I literally keep going because I got you just like you got me. That's real talk.
That's right. That's right. I appreciate it, cuz I love you too.
All right, cuz, love you. I get back to work.
Talk to you later.
So Joel Bosh, wrapping up with me on From Hardwood to Home Ownership. I do appreciate his time this today, and being authentic is the greatest part about just what we talked about here today. We put so many different things in the chat. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. You write your own story. I mean, confidence, having that confidence on and off the court. You actually have the ticket, and you can actually take the pen today in regards to what changes you want to make. I was talking to, you know, I have a spiritual person on new solutions on recovery, and today on Tuesdays is our day that we actually connect. And we were talking a little bit about how important it is to be authentic, and like the whole plan and the whole game, you know, the whole game plan in regards to this billionaire journey that I'm on, in regards to being resilient and understanding the authenticity of your story. When you tell your story and you're being real, you know, you never know who's going to be on the way to your why. So, you know, you never know who you impact, what change that you can make, and how growth can happen, because every experience, you might not be where you want to be in this moment. But that's what the playbook is all about in regards to going to the real estate that being a change LLC.com. I'm so excited for it being June 2025. And this is day, what, 386 of the billionaire journey of Adriane Mays. And having my brother come on, Joel Bosh, and just be authentic and real. We talked a little bit about home ownership. We talked about his elite training one-on-one opportunity and how you can actually find out more information here. It's going to the link on the screen. We talked about how your mindset is literally the pillar of foundation in order for you to get to the next level. We talked about how you continue to grow and build within your own story, giving God all of the glory in this whole everyday step. But the greatest thing that we talked about was having a plan and running the play. It doesn't matter how you look at it, him being a location manager, him being a trainer, him being a motivational speaker in the schools. You can actually design what you want things to look at. So, my real estate professionals, if you take anything away from today's live virtual conversations with Adriane Mays, I want you to take away that you can actually not just have your postings up in regards to the different properties that's available. You can actually take on the opportunity to show who you are, show the billionaire brand within in regards to just growing and building and setting up the legacy. Having your one word, one brand, one legacy. When I say resilient, for being the Change LLC, for Adriane Mays, for the things that has gotten me here. I didn't get here alone. And the important part of mentorship and having a plan and having a system, it brings us to the reason that we do these lives in the first place. So again, today we talk a little bit with Joel Bosh in regards to the virtual conversations with Joel. And here's the information here. I want to make sure that, you know, if you go to beingachangeLLC.com here, you'll be able to find the replay as well. And who we have coming up here next week, Jimmy Millen, my guy with JB Millen Consulting. We connected previously as well with one of the top mortgage brokerages in the country. And we're going to talk a little bit next week about the importance of being authentic and telling your story and having, just not the 3 C's of credit and collateral, but more so who you are, being compassionate, having the courage to stand up, having your own story. So that's for June 10th. So make sure you set your calendars for 4 o'clock next week. On June 17th, we have my guy, Zack Jenkins with Kingdom Growth Partners. As you know, the billionaire brand that we're building in the community, the Passion Over Profits community, Zack and I both are in this amazing program, the #1 program that I recommend for real estate professionals, entrepreneurs, anyone that's trying to build their billionaire brand and how to close in the DMs with Passion Over Profits. You know, I'm changing up my whole core marketing message. You'll see that this week. But Zack Jenkins is killing the game. And we're going to talk a little bit about how he brings AI into his whole, process in regards to growth and building. June 21st, we have Catalina Galeano. Today, Joel mentioned some things about the importance of credit. And when you're having your plan, when you're actually trying to do home ownership, the great thing, Catalina works with some of our clients building their credit and having a partnership with the UCES Credit Protection as an agent. So setting someone up to run the play for your actual plan to get you into the best opportunity. It takes that financial education. It takes that empowerment. And Catalina and I are going to get together and connect on June 24th and talk a little bit further with that story. On July 1st, we have the honor of talking to Melissa Green Jackson with MGJ Consulting Hub. We went to school at Murray State University together. We were on the track team together. She was the captain of the actual Murray State University Racers track team, and we ran track for 4 years. And one of my best friends working together with us was CCC Because We Care Foundation, as well as Community Connect Consulting over 15 years ago. Melissa Green is my sister, and God, I love the design that he's placed in front of me. And she's worked in HR all over the world, impacting people from places like Foot Locker, and being a human resource associate connoisseur in her own game. And the great thing is about these virtual conversations, they're authentic. We're not gurus. We just show up in regards to just having real talk conversations, because real talk, real stories leads to real results. And so we started the whole series with Celina Chou, designer and digital marketer. And you can check the replay out at beingthechangellc.com. The amazing Tanisha Renee Brown on May 13th with Keller Williams Memorial in regards to being a realtor and having her true, authentic story on May 13th. Then May 20th, we had the amazing Jacquise Purifoy with the Purifoy Experience, this amazing entrepreneur going from her sobriety journey to being an amazing lawyer, to her consulting company, to going, meeting Barack Obama, just so many different things. This amazing Purifoy Experience, and having her legacy now with her daughter. She has a story in itself. They had the opportunity May 20th, and check that out, the replay at beingthechangellc.com. And last week we had Delon Matthews and Aja Gaines with Special Giving Studio, as well as my business partner Enyka Gaines' legacy and her children. And on her birthday on May 27th, we talked a little bit, just a real talk story. Delon being a first-time home buyer, what that experience was like. Aja having her own Special Giving Studio, and how instrumental Enyka was in her journey. So being able to check out the replay for that as well at beingthechangellc.com. Make sure you check those out as well. And subscribe, follow. The journey is just beginning. And the great thing is when you have a journey is having a story. And I don't want you to hesitate to head over to realestate.beingthechangellc.com. Get involved. Make sure that you get in regards to the playbook, running the play. Get started with the pregame. And if you're burned out as a real estate professional and you're tired of just chasing old leads and not having a system, that's why this is so important. And helping you in regards to building that system, having that platform. That's why we're here every Tuesday live with Virtual Strategies with Adriane Mays, living the legacy and living the dream. So we're growing, we're building, having great plans and connections, and helping people be authentic. It's not just about the webinar that we ran with Being the Change LLC. Used to be a mortgage broker, now a mortgage consultant, and getting those 120 webinar leads and seeing the opportunities and possibilities online. It takes it to the next step. Now having a program, a system, like a Passion Over Profits, where we're consistently growing and building and being able to show people the way in regards to leveraging the social media game, how to close people in the DMs, leveraging things like AI, and the 7-day game, the playbook for authentic lead generation. by your girl, Adriane Mays. What up, though? I'm putting you in good hands. I'm giving you the first step, and you have to take the second step. So hopefully you enjoyed From Hardwood to Home Ownership today, building real and real estate legacy with Joel Bosh, my special guest here today. And make sure you drop in the comments when you check this out here live, things you like, things you don't like. We're going to keep going through. And so we're going to actually build the calendar here for July, August, and going to take this all the way through 2025 on Tuesdays live virtual conversations with Adriane Mays. So I gave you a mouthful today. Hopefully you got some great things that you can actually start building that billionaire mindset. But drop in the comments for me. What's that one word that you would define your legacy? Why should someone actually do business with you personally, professionally? Like I said, Adriane Mays, resilient, being the change, helping people. That's what we do. We're here to serve. And so my real estate professionals, my entrepreneurs, my athletes, my hard workers, my grinders, my financial education empowerment individuals, you are here. And all you have to do is keep going, because the journey for you, it's bespoke, it's unique, but it's yours. And if you own it, honestly, openly, willing to be happy, joyous, and free in your own way, working towards completeness with steps, with help, with support, you too can be resilient. So hopefully, my friends, you enjoyed this one here today. I know I did. And it was an amazing Tuesday. In how I end all my lives, I can, I will, I shall be victorious. What up, though, Detroit? Adriane Mays, being the Change LLC, 386 The Billionaire Journey. Deuces. Let's go.